Howdy folks, welcome back to War Thunder Ground Forces with the mighty Jingles. I've been getting a lot of War Thunder replays sent in since patch 1.43 fixed the majority of problems with War Thunder's replay system. But for people who want to send me a replay, as always, check the About page of my YouTube channel or my Facebook page. Full details of how to send replays in. It's probably the single most popular question on any of my videos: how do I send you a replay? Look at the About page. Those of you who've been following my YouTube channel for a while may remember that when I first started playing War Thunder, it was always with guys like Donati, Tharixus, guys from my old clan. Well, Donati still plays. This is him in his captured M4 Sherman in an arcade tank battle on the new Polish urban map. Dan's from Turkey, Istanbul to be specific, and he takes about as much care of his tanks as Eddie, my camera minion, takes of his car. Look at the state of that. Seriously, Dan, clean your tank. Well, of course, the big news in War Thunder is the introduction of American tanks, which is coming in the next patch. And so I thought, well, we've got one American tank already in the game, the captured M4 Sherman, and Dan has sent this replay in about a week or two ago, shortly after 1.43 came out. I thought it was high time I showed it to you, because it is one hell of an entertaining game. Now, Danny Boy's a bit of a badass in his M4. Initially, however, it was looking like his team weren't going to actually leave anything for him to shoot at. This was a pretty good team. They've already captured 2 of the flags. They're pushing on the 3rd. Dan spotted the target, shoots, backs up into cover. There's a Panzer III coming around the corner, blocks his line of retreat, realises his mistake, backs up, lets him get clear. Dan drops some artillery on them. T-34-85 crossing in front of him. Boom! Engine fire. Yeah, you probably want to put a bucket of water on that, son. Dan spots another target, takes a shot. He's not having much luck so far. One of the issues that they still haven't quite fixed in the replay system is when you zoom into sniper mode, when you're actually using the bore sight on the cannon, it doesn't line up exactly with where you're aiming, so just bear that in mind when you're watching War Thunder replay. So Dan's sitting here thinking, oh, bollocks to this team's not leaving me anything to shoot at. I'm going to go off on my own and have a little adventure. And he's found what looks like an SU-122. You can see there that the gun sight is not quite lined up exactly with where he's aiming. Fires, does something, hasn't taken him out. Must, because he's not taken any return fire here, he must have knocked out the SU-122's gunner. But that only buys you 7 or 8 seconds of grace time before another crew member takes over. He's got to kill this guy. SU-122 fires, hits the wall in front of him. Dan's final shot takes him out. So, with his first kill under his belt, Danny Boy heads off in search of adventure. And oh boy, he's going to find it. Our hero boldly pushes deeper into the enemy-held section of the town, when suddenly he spots an SU-100 on his road. It's okay, he's on your team. Right around this corner, however, a couple of tanks that aren't. T-34-85 and an SU-85. Fires at the rear of the T-34-85 and it bounces clean off. Drops an artillery strike on the SU-85, takes out the T-34-85 from the side, very wisely drives around the far side of the building. Would be really embarrassing to be taken out by your own artillery strike, after all. To the rear of the SU-85, hits him in the engine, sets him on fire. In comes the artillery. SU-85's getting strafed by aircraft. Dan's second shot takes him out. Time to catch your breath, Dan. Except, no, he drives straight into a scene out of Kelly's Heroes. Oh my god, it's a Tiger. Hits him once. Hits him twice. Tiger backs up, can't turn around, looks like he's having problems with his horizontal turret drive, and Donati 1, Tiger 0. Alright then, Dan. Slow down, Danny Boy. That's 4 kills. Give your crew a rest. No, I don't think you're going to get an M4 through that gap, although I don't know. Oh, crap, another one. It's the T-34-57. He bounces his shot. Reloads. Come on, kill it, kill it with fire. And there's his 5th kill. And there's somebody else shooting at him. ineffectually. Doesn't seem to realise he's dead. Dan comes around the corner. Oh shit, it's an SU-152. Will this never end? Second shot. Yep. Killed number 6. Oh, and another T-34. Dan's taking some damage, but he's got him. Kill number 7. In case it wasn't obvious, the reason he's being rushed so hard at this position is he's just capped the third and final flag. The enemy team now control none of the flag markers. This game's pretty much over. It's just a question of how many more tanks you can kill before the enemy team run out of tickets. So, alright Dan, you've had your rest. Come on, seconds out, round 2, back in the fight. Do it for Turkey. Off he goes. Still hasn't cleaned the tank. That's an absolute disgrace. Look at the state of that. Dan doesn't have time to clean his tank. He's got T-34-85s to kill. Boom, headshot. Killed number 8. Alright Dan, calm down. Calm down. Don't get too excited. You don't want to drive around corners straight into KV2s, for example. Oh look, it's a KV2. KV2 hasn't seen him. I think he knows you're there now though. But Dan's been stacking up the old artillery strikes, and there's a KV1 getting involved as well. Second shot takes out the KV2. 2 artillery strikes on top of the KV1. Backs up. Puts a shot down range. Hoping the artillery's going to do his job for him. That enemy KV1 with his IS-5 gun just would not die. He must have had 5 or more artillery strikes dropped on his head during the course of this game. Shot by multiple different tanks. And they just couldn't put him down. Dan, on the other hand, right now, has got Panzer III M problems. He's taken a hit. His turret took it. Returning fire. Ineffectually. Oh, Panzer III M's killed his gunner. Damaged his vertical turret drive. Thankfully not his horizontal turret drive. Finally kills him. Enemy team have managed to decap one of the flag points, but they've not been able to recapture it because pretty much everybody's still alive and both teams are all slugging it out right here. Right in front of each other at point blank range. The amount of artillery strikes that are getting called in this one tight confined area. There's another one right on top of Dan. It's absolutely just shattering all the destructible objects around him, but missing his tank. He's just nailed a T-34-57. There's the KV-1, still alive. He's just nailed an SU-85. Notice, right, that the KV-1 driver with the ZIS-5 gun on the enemy team is called Danich. And here in the M4 Sherman we have Danotti. And just as this game ends, with yet more artillery, because people are desperate to... What can we learn from this game? Don't mess with people who are called Dan. We interrupt today's Ground Forces broadcast to bring you shocking news from the War Thunder Arcade Air Battle servers, where apparently news is just coming in that, yes, I'm being told, arseholes play online games. To comment on this revelation, I'm joined live in the studio by our online gaming expert, Dave. Dave plays World of Tanks, drives an IS-7, has a 400 efficiency rating. Dave, as an expert in online gaming, what do you have to say about this kind of behaviour?
Thank you, Jingles. I must say, this kind of behaviour doesn't come as any surprise to me. It's getting to the stage these days where a man can't AFK his way to a tier 10 tank without being accused of all manner of frightful things. Today's online gaming community is absolutely shocking, it really is.
Thank you, Dave, for that piercing insight into the current state of modern online gaming. Now, here's Bob with the weather.
Fucking hell, it's freezing out here, let me in.
Thanks, Bob. Well, back to War Thunder Ground Forces, and this final replay comes from Megaduck14, and he's driving the IS-1. The IS-1, obviously, equipped with the 85mm gun rather than the 122mm gun, which we're used to seeing on the IS tank, but that's the IS-2. And this is obviously, as you can probably tell, an old replay from prior to patch 1.43 and the massive overhaul of War Thunder's replay system. You can tell because it's practically impossible to figure out what's going on during the course of this battle, even though it looks spectacular. There's no map. We're getting the combat messages, but the ticket counter at the top of the screen doesn't work. The flag capture icons don't work. There's no gun sight in the replay, so we're having to try to figure out exactly what the hell he's shooting at. He's just apparently killed a Panzer IV. I mean, I didn't see it, and we're not getting all of the target markers that are going to be visible to him because this is an old replay. But at the same time, you don't get those target markers until somebody's crew spots the tank. On the other hand, if you're driving a bright blue T-34, you don't have to wait for your crew to spot the tank and, you know, put the target indicator over the top of it. You can see that guy coming from the other side of the battlefield. What is with these clown skin camos? Are you just trying to make things difficult for yourself? I don't know. He's Jingles. He's just expressing his individuality. He's expressing his desire to get turned into a pile of smoking wreck as soon as humanly possible. Oh, I don't know. Oh, online gaming. You so silly. And, you know, alright, it's an arcade battle, so it's not that much of a giveaway. Because at some point, I mean, especially at that kind of range, you're going to get the target marker painted over the top of your tank anyway. But people drive those tanks in sim battles. You know, where you don't get the target marker. Where being able to visually spot, without any kind of artificial assistance, being able to actually spot the tanks that are shooting at you is of vital importance. And people drive tanks like, well, where is it? Lost in the artillery. There he is. What are you doing there? You get it in the air battles as well. I mean, obviously the clown camo and aircraft isn't that much of a giveaway because of the whole way the air combat works. But then people turn the smoke trails on. You can see them coming from miles away. I mean, you know, historically speaking, I don't know the exact number, but it's something between 80 and 90% of all of the fighter pilots who got shot down in World War II never saw the plane that shot them down. That's how vitally important getting the first shot off from a position of surprise is in aerial combat. And then people go and turn their smoke trails on. I'll tell you what, you have to be supremely confident of your ability with the joystick to have the... I mean, I don't think I've ever had balls big enough in realistic battle in War Thunder aircraft to just give away the slightest possibility that the enemy might not have seen me. I mean, it's just... I've never been that confident.
Oh, Jingles, there you go, being so judgmental. Just let people play the game the way they want to play the game. They're only having fun.
Alright. Okay, I'm sorry. Alright, I'm doing it again. I know. I'm not trying to tell you how to play the game. I'm just asking that if you're going to paint your tank with bright neon blue colours, please be on the other team. Alright? Meet me halfway. You know what I'm saying here? You know, little bit of give and take. Alright, Jingles. Okay. Alright, Mr. Funny Man. Okay, Mr. Smartass. What happens, right? What happens when Gaijin release their next urban map? And it's set in a grungy East German basement nightclub? Eh? What about that? Didn't think about that, did you? I'm sitting here in my bright neon blue tank. You're sitting there in your green fancy Russian tank. Who's the one who looks out of place now, eh? Eh? Didn't think about that, did you, Mr. Smartass? No, I must admit, I definitely didn't take that one into consideration. No. You've got me there. I'll tell you what I'll do. If that ever happens, I'll eat my own arse, alright? That's what I'll do. My arse will be on the menu if that ever happens. Can't say fairer than that. If the situation ever comes to pass that Gaijin release a map for War Thunder Ground Forces that is so visually fucked up that your neon blue monstrosity of a tank actually blends into the background, then I will eat my own arse uncooked with a knife and fork. But until then, just please be on the other team, alright? You know, that's the deal. I'm not trying to tell you how to play the game. I'm just trying to reach a compromise that keeps everybody happy. Think of it as playing shirts versus skins, right? I just want to play on the shirts team, that's all. By all means, you can play skins if you want, but just be on the skins team. That way nobody gets confused, everybody's happy. Actually, you know, Megaduck14, if you're watching this video, please accept my most sincere apologies. I've just taken the game of your life. That's his 9th kill against that tiger, and done nothing but talk utter rubbish all the way through it. I am so sorry. So anyway, Megaduck14 in the IS-1, let's hear it for him. 9 kills, War Thunder Arcade Ground Battles, finishing it off with a killing shot of the tiger there, and my old friend Dan going totally Kelly's Heroes on us in the M4 Sherman on the new Polish urban map in War Thunder patch 1.43. Hope you enjoyed today's video, folks. As always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.